Irish people, or sorry, gun people. I'm going maybe a little drunk. I'm eating one of my horse's apples. Don't tell them. They're out there. I'll be in trouble. Go. This little drone my neighbor had. He said he didn't really use it. Didn't want to mess with it. It was given to him. So he said if I wanted to play with it, I could. So I played with it, but if there's any wind at all, the wind will blow it away. So it's really hard to control it in an area here. But I'm going to try to, and after this, I'm going to slide in. I took Smokey for a ride earlier and talked about my website and GoDaddy. So first I got to turn this on. I was going to fly this and try to land on my horses and go under them, but this one isn't controllable enough with the wind. It's too easy. The other ones learn how to hover and a little bit more controllable. So let's try to fly this back here. He's very sensitive on this. I've got to control it like. So it's really hard to get it to stay right where I want it. If I just go up, see the wind carrying it? Oh, bad boy, come here. And then it spins around and it goes, so the front of it means up and down, but as it gets in the air, because it spins, now when I go front, it was front this way when I took off, but as it spins in the air, now when I go front, it's this way. So there's a constant adjustment to trying to get it. But I mean, it'll shoot up pretty good. Let me try. Let me just shoot it straight up in the air. Whoa, 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 whoa. I lost it. See, it's taking it all the way to the pasture over there. Damn, it's already in the pasture. Now I gotta go through the gate. Alright, so, anyway, I'll turn this off now that I can see myself. So I'm going to slide in talking a little bit about the shooter, the New Zealand shooter. I don't even know if you can talk about it. I forgot his name. I think he's Brainerd or something. I don't know. I watched a video the other day. He showed up for court and they fuzzed out his face. So there's this new push. Don't say his name and don't say his face. We don't want to give him thing. So, I mean, I think they've pretty much wiped that video off of him actually what he live streamed. Which, I mean, look, I'm for free access to information. If you don't want to watch it, then don't watch it. But to have the Google gods and the internet gods and the government gods and everybody say, we're getting rid of it because we don't think you should watch it, because it doesn't show how everybody's a victim because they're not armed. No, we're gonna take that video away. But anyway, hell, I don't even know if we can say New Zealand. Can you say New Zealand and mosque in the same word anymore? Will that get a video blank? Will you somehow now get marked as a terrorist because you mentioned it? You can't. The media can show little clips that they want, and they can point it, mention Trump's name, but no one else can get information. I mean, it's just sickening at the lack of freedom that liberalism loves to go to. So I'm working on a video, and if you guys want to go watch this video, I highly recommend it. It's called Civilization 9 Meals to Anarchy. And when I did it 9 mils, being a gun guy, I'm thinking 9 millimeters, not 9 mils. It's not a 9mm bullet. It's 9 mils, like my apple's a meal. 9 mils to anarchy. And I think it says civilization, 9 mils to anarchy. It's 45 minutes long, maybe 50 minutes. The guy talks really slow, so I put it at speed and a half, and I could still watch it and it cut down the time. So if you want to speed it up, you can still get everything. But a lot of graphic pictures, and the gist of the video, which I found very interesting that most people don't realize, is he's saying 9 mils to anarchy, meaning 9 mils. If you eat 3 meals a day, in 3 days, you're going to have anarchy if you lose food. And he goes through and he documents this really, he does a really good job on documenting on how when the food is interrupted, society breaks down. And it got me thinking. I mean, I've got some food supplies and I've probably got a month or two, but in a serious situation where governments, and he gives examples of governments cutting off cities and wars and famine and fire or natural disaster, or and I remember in Fukushima when that tsunami took out the nuclear plant, I saw guys climbing fences to homes with pools and dropping bottles on a string trying to get water out of the pool so they could drink, because nobody had drinking water. And every crisis there is, as soon as it happens, there's a thing that's called panic buying. It occurs. And panic buying happens anytime there's a crisis. Whether it's natural, whether it's government, whether it's riots, whether it's, another guy, whatever it is, there's always panic buying, and the shelves are empty. And the shelves go empty because our system is based on every 3 days we get food supply. Because you don't want to have too much food because then it spoils. And you can't stockpile fresh food because it spoils. So because we have the ability to store food, refrigerate, cool it, we have a constant supply, and anybody in business knows this. Liberals don't know it because they just think the government prints more money, and if we have more government, they'll give everybody free stuff. So they don't have a freaking clue on how business works. But normal people who have to make a living know that you can't have your whole business profit and everything tied up in tied up in inventory, because then you have things go shelf and you're inventory rich, and then your business fails because you got so much money in inventory you can't sell it. You got a bunch of stock, then you got storage space, then you got to pay for storage and all this other crap. So our whole food system is based on constant use and replenishing, So if you disrupt, and every time there's a crisis, and I go back to LA because that was here when they had the big riots, when Rodney King assaulted the cops and the cops hit him back and everybody said, oh my God, it was bad. The riots in that city, government did not go in, cops stayed out, firemen stayed out. Oh no, Rick, you can't talk about firemen, they're great. Oh, shut up, big crybabies. Firemen stayed out, cops stayed out, government stayed out, ambulances stayed out. Nobody went into the hot zone because it was riots and they were burning down, white-owned businesses and, tearing up the neighborhood and starting fires and killing. And the Koreans were the only businesses that didn't get hurt because they got guns and they defended themselves and they shot people that came by their businesses. And guess what? Those were the only businesses that didn't get hurt. Perfect example of any case where there's a crisis. Government will abandon you, which is why you should never give government the ability to protect you, because they will always abandon you for their own profit or their own decision. That's exactly what they did. Government stayed out, cops stayed out, ambulance, fire, everybody stayed out. People on the inside were screwed. Because it was in California, they had good gun control, so most idiots gave up their guns or didn't have a gun. So the only ones that had guns, guess who? The criminals. Because the cops ain't coming in. So the criminals were running the streets with gangs. They were blockading areas. They were taking over. They were doing home invasions. They were doing all kind of stuff. Well, in this 9 Meals to Anarchy, he really shows the importance of food, and he drives it home about cannibalism. Now, in most cultures, cannibalism is taboo. You don't do it, it's no good, shouldn't do it. But in all cases of severe starvation, cannibalism occurs. If you've got nothing to eat, you will eat each other. Rick, that's not true, you're sick, you can't, this would be banned now because you can't have a thought that will offend somebody. Somebody's going to come here and go, he's promoting cannibalism, he needs to be blocked, protect us, internet gods, I'm too stupid, I hit play and he said cannibalism and now I'm triggered. Freaking world we live in. So anyway, 9 Meals to Anarchy, and he shows very graphic pictures of body parts being sold, people starving, all kind of things, still on YouTube. I mean, I say freaking, you know, one word that YouTube doesn't like, and it's like, oh, we got to get him. But this guy, I don't know how he gets the video out there. It's got 1 million or so views. It's a good video. So, Civilization, 9 Meals, food meals to Anarchy. I'm taking notes. I'm doing some other research, and I'm trying to put a video together to kind of tie it all together and to make people understand that, hey, if you don't have guns and ammo, well, then you're just a damn fool and you're a victim looking for a place to happen. And if you give up that, well, then you get that too. So anyway, I'll add in Smokey, and we went for a ride earlier, and there's a damn rooster. If he opens his mouth again, he's in big trouble. You better knock it off with all that crowing, boy. All right, we'll end that there.
I just went and took the trash out. Smokey didn't want to come with me. I was washing the truck and washing the motorcycle. I'm about to wash the golf cart and I come back. I just washed that motorcycle. What are you doing up there? You're going to be in big trouble, mister. That is not your motorcycle. You're just making yourself at home too much, boy. You're going to get a big spanking. Dad ain't going to put up with that. You're in big trouble, mister. You're in big trouble. I'm not even going to take you for a ride because you were on a motorcycle. Oh my goodness! Does he want to go for a ride? Dad will take him for a ride. He likes going to little golf cart rides. Alright, we'll go down and see the horses. I know. What are you doing? There's little horses. A couple cows have little babies over there. There's your little horsey, friends. There's Buddy and Mr. T. I know. Oh my goodness. Hi, Buddy. We're taking Smokey for a ride. He's being an old crazy cat. Alright, we'll leave you guys alone. We're just riding. Alright, well, after all the shit I've been in, GoDaddy took down my damn site. I got an email from their computer crimes division. I guess because I posted that video. And nobody can update. They canceled my password. I mean, it's just a freaking... I've been emailing them all weekend, but... So if my sites are down, that's why. I'll figure out what's going on, and then I'll either find a new hosting provider that's not so. I don't know if that video of that New Zealand thing is posted anywhere, to be honest. I mean, they've pretty much kind of. It's amazing how they can suppress something that they don't want somebody to see. I mean, in my opinion, hey, it's good that people can make their own judgment and see evil and understand why you're a victim when you don't have a gun. And because videos like that prove that, you know, the whole internet, left-wing, Facebook, YouTube, Google, conglomerate, commie, they just decide to censor everything. So I don't know what they're going to say or whatever, but hopefully, the last word I got, I talked to 4 different people, 2 supervisors. The last word I got was, you have to wait 72 hours before you can do anything. So I guess they suspend you for 72 hours, then the emails they're sending me is, you have to delete the email or we can't activate your account. I'm like, okay, you locked me out of my account so I can't delete it. And they're like, oh yeah, they do that. I go, well, that doesn't make sense. Why would they tell me to erase the video when I can't even have access to erase it? Like they couldn't erase it. Like they couldn't just block the video. They take down my whole Think Like a Cop site and my whole Think Like a Horse site. Outrageous, but you know, what can you say? Anyway, nice day, getting the trash taken out, the vehicles washed, Ruger's out there raising hell. I don't know what I'll do. It's kind of a nice day. I'm gonna have to get a couple guns out and do some shooting just to release some Because shooting is therapeutic. That's what they miss about guns, is it's therapeutic. It makes you feel calm. It lets you express your love of bullets and gun and targets. It's a loving event, and liberals don't get it. Anyway, we'll end that there.